What's good everyone on YouTube? This is Very Mellow Man and welcome to part 18 of my Disco Elysium, the Final Cut Let's Play. So, last episode, we basically just kind of ran around doing random stuff whatsoever. There was a bit of a focus on listening to Renee and hearing about his war stories, but unfortunately, listening to Renee was not the point of them. So I had to skip through the dialogue.
Oh, the Piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves, but here you are.
That's right, we're evolved.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
That smell coming from her paint bucket, it's not paint, it's heavy fuel oil.
Is that heavy fuel oil?
Red-dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
That's some clever cultural commentary.
You ain't seen nothing yet, Piggy Boo.
There's no side, what are you looking at?
She turns her head. Hatred,
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Ozon is an archipelago.
Oh, well, interesting.
Days
Okay.
travel away from Rivershore. Its moneyed residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to visit Martinez.
You mean Joyce?
On a first-name basis with her, are we? Piggy's moving up in the world.
What's ozone?
It's where they grow whores like her. And they're whoremen.
You already
It's
told her about
not
this.
half as dumb as he looks.
Just an ordinary walk.
Yeah, we're gonna get you one day, so don't worry about it. Apparently if you go here in the evening, it's easier to see what that is, but okay, whatever.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books? Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things.
Crime is a deviation from the law.
It's exciting. You don't look much like a policeman. Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
She looked, that's not. Check out the pose. He isn't even drawn right.
Here we go. He's even genre. This is how human shows work. The perspective was all wrong.
She examines the
Yeah, I can do a better Dick Mullen.
Sure you can, sir. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the...
Okay, I think I got it now.
Why does art inspire you so much?
It does, yes. What is art?
Excellent question. Art is a diverse range of visual, literary, auditory, and performative creativity. It's an expression of imagination and technical skill. Additionally, it's history, criticism, and pure enjoyment. In short, art is the highest form of human communication, representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined.
Would I fit into the art world? I mean...
Have you looked in the mirror lately? To be honest, you have the exact features of the modern artist, with that wild hair and those clothes. Perhaps you should try to write poetry someday and critique architecture.
I guess I haven't been critical lately.
Yes, you seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in
Shit.
stuffy
Damn
bios.
it. Damn
We're
it.
talking real, living art here. Become the art cop. Half art critic, half cop.
If 50% art critic is what's needed to free me from rote reputation, so be it. Let's opt in.
Exactly. It's not only your duty to only catch the criminals off the street. You must also apprehend criminals of the printing press and the gallery, the trite and derivative artists and writers of the world. Go ahead and provide savage criticisms, art cop. The world is yours to rip to pieces and reassemble. It's the ledger you found. It takes about half an hour to piece one together. Using the system. Some assholes brought the... They were leaving... Cigarette. No. You didn't have time for... Some asshole... Yes. They were leaving... Cigarette, but... No. You didn't have time for that. These notes show... Not much has changed in the meanwhile.
And here we go.
Art degree.
An actual art degree.
Trite. Contrived. Mediocre, milquetoast, amateurish, infantile, cliché and gonorrhea-ridden peon to conformism. I fucked me. Affront to humanity. War crime. Should literally be tried for war crimes. Resolutely shit. Lacking in imagination. Uninformed reimagining of lip-wristed, premature, ill-informed attempt at talentless fuckfest. Recidivistic shit peddler, pedantic, listless, savagely boring, just one repulsive laugh after another.
We take a hit to our hand-eye coordination, which is not a big deal considering how high it is, and we get the main prize. Conceptualization passives heal +1 moral and give us 10 XP. Become the dragon. Alright, let's also check inside here. See if we can do anything about Annette having to stay outside.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to
Again, that's a trooper. She looks like she can take it, but it's actually wearing her down. You know she's biting her nails?
God, I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. She'll get over it. Anxiety is a part of life.
Man, that's technically child abuse. I don't think she can do anything about it.
She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give breaks.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
What you're doing is wrong. Even I know that, and I usually don't know anything.
She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming. 10 or so seconds pass without change.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there. There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress.
Is his husband its father?
Yes. My husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon we'll both be off for Grand Couronne.
What's that?
It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighborhoods east of Jamrock. You may know it for its massive housing projects.
Your head feels light and dizzy. A cold breeze caresses your flesh.
What's going on?
Monstrous buildings loom over Grand Couronne. A cold wind howls in the empty halls of homes built upon delusions. There is no life in Grand Couronne. No one can afford to live there.
Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better times ahead for sure.
And your husband's also involved with the bookstore?
He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner.
She told me she doesn't go to school anymore.
She's been too busy helping me here. So she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course. I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store takes off.
Alright, I have something else in mind.
The woman looks aloof. Her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
Alright. Got rid of that. Yay, we put an end to that freezing out there. That's great.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now.
Helped her
I'm
in.
very busy with my homework. I have so much homework now.
So what are you doing now?
Math. It's really difficult. Like,
Oh boy,
really,
math gets
they
difficult
say
and it only gets harder from here. Mostly because
standing outside in the cold, I guess.
the worst thing about math homework and math schoolwork in general is when your teachers ask that you show your work. Like, you're taught basic high school algebra, but because it's so backwards, like modern day math, you can easily do it in your head very quickly, but schools expect kids to show their work. There are two ways to show your work, but the old-fashioned way, the way they teach you to show your work is very old-fashioned and isn't the most optimal way to solve the math problem to begin with.
I thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for helping out. Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does.
A detective hat?
Yes, just like the one Dick Mullen wears all the time. You'll look way more serious with that. Right, I have to get back to my homework now. Before Mum notices. Man, this is hard.
Alright, let's do it. I look like the freshest man around.
The display. This is entirely, completely.
Do any of these books call out to me?
You have found that a twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching.
What is it?
And reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very man. A woman is on the throne, leering at the man. Between the throne and the Hyamdala man lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Hyamdal, and the Devil Woman.
So there are more books
The
here.
display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Hyundai novels.
I want to buy this.
It is a bestseller for a reason.
But enough math issues, and that doesn't have to worry about that for years, to be honest. So, let's see. 4 and 4. That should give us the ability to reset. So now, stop the trap left empty before. Okay. We stopped the trap. We remember which one it was, so.
The trap stands empty amongst
Fantastic.
the locusts, dazed from being transported, slowly begin to acclimate to their new surroundings. They're not really going to get the chance to get comfortable here.
Good. Now that's done. When do you think we will return to our impending apocalypse of a murder investigation? It was a rhetorical question.
Alright then. Alright, let's see here. Port Elena. Oh, yeah. I'm not gonna do this from Port Elena. I think we'll have to talk to her, get a tape. Port Elena, get a tape. Port Elena, get a tape. Or Port Elena, get a tape. Alright. Really depends what you want. Alright. So I'm gonna get that. Alright.
Hello, dear. It's good to see you.
Restocking to trap. Where's Moral?
Thank you for doing that, dear. Morel still isn't feeling well. I convinced him to stay at Gary's to get some rest.
It's hard for the best. It's awfully cold there in these reeds.
Really gotten to him.
Yeah, it's really cold out there, ma'am. It's for the
Sorry,
best.
dear. You've had to drudge through them so many times. Such is field work. A young person's game, as they say.
Her voice is shaky. What is going on here?
So we're just going to check the traps.
Morel will eventually, or we'll talk Gary into going back out, perhaps.
The lieutenant stares at his shoe, caked in mud. He doesn't say anything.
We'll take care of it. Well, so we're on to the breach then.
That really
Yes.
is too much, sweetie. Thank you for your dedication, but I can see you're coming down with a cough yourself.
Fuck that cough. It's not happening. The insides of your lungs are lined with tobacco, a powerful antibacterial agent. You are unstoppable.
What's wrong? You seem different.
Different? How?
You've given up on the Phasmid.
I'm in doubt, sweetie. That's all. Everyone is now and then.
About what?
It's a strange feeling. I haven't really told this to anyone, but you are a police officer. Do you ever wonder if some lovely story from your childhood is just that? A story? Or a dream?
Hunching her shoulders now. She seems even smaller than she is. Like a sad young girl.
Seeing the Insulindian phasmid was just a story I used to tell people. I didn't really think about whether it was real or not.
But Morel told me you'd seen it.
He's so proud of it. He always tells everyone.
They're saying made it up?
No, at least I don't think I did, but Morel was so eager to believe my story was evidence of the phasmid's existence. That I'm some queen of the cryptozoologists. That. And for years, his belief made me believe too.
Ah.
But now,
Oh,
both getting
jeez.
old, and he's still working himself sick out in those reeds looking for it. But what if I was just wrong? I think I was.
The lieutenant opens his notebook, but doesn't write anything.
Oh boy. Thing is, you're not sure you made it up either.
I'm not sure of anything. Sometimes I still see it, you know. The real memory. Not the memory of the memory, but it's so hard to tell the two apart. Either way, I should go. Poor Morel is running a fever, and I need to get him home to Jamrock before we overstay our welcome with Gary.
It's been a pleasure, ma'am.
Likewise, sweetie. Thank you for everything. Truly. Even though it turned out to be a
fool's hope. Like that, she drives off. The gas station enters quietly as she gets to the doors. Then, outside.
We should go to.
Let's advance the case. Why not? Fuck.
I was just thinking, what a nice day for questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Alright, let's stop on with the so-called assault.
Not my favorite topic, but okay.
What are you seeing there?
Oh yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant. He takes a small step closer.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes,
That was you?
I made it. I'd
Okay.
really appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone.
Alright, that's fair enough.
They call it snitching.
Yeah, everyone calls it snitching in the US too. Before we go on, if it's snitching, why do it?
Because I couldn't handle it anymore. None of these people called. He just kept hanging there. Then they started stripping him.
Yeah, you have a
I didn't
conscience.
exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
Nicked
Nail
it.
clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. into the cold wire.
Which landline?
The one downstairs, officer. I used the whirling landline.
That's some clever tampering. Simple and clever. Crossing the lines like that.
Alright.
She must have had training of some kind.
Why go through all the trouble?
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the
No problem.
Union was listening in.
I don't care about
Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Like Caesar Rebellion.
Thank you for making the call.
Like Caesar Rebellion.
It was the right thing to do.
And
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, you'd still be hanging there.
are you sure you weren't raped?
I'm 89% sure.
Got it. 89% is good enough. Moving on.
Cool.
Okay.
How about we, change the subject to something more lighthearted now?
What is this wildflower?
She looks at the dried petals in your palm, then lightly touches one with her fingernail. Chipped white polish covers the nail. It's long and sharp, like a mini dagger. The petal crumbles on contact.
Pretty. Looks like a dried maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style?
Sambo.
A martial art, sir. Is that it?
Samurai boxing, or sambo, graceful martial arts stuff. Sambo style implies stealth and cool.
Sweet. Why is it there?
Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer. Because of the wind?
Kaz, what about you?
Sure.
Take a look at your passport, please.
I'm afraid you can't, officer.
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
How do you know you told us a real name?
If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Clausia Mondu. It's a weird name.
She seems to be telling the truth, sire.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
If any of this made her nervous, it certainly doesn't show in her expression or her movements.
What is orange?
Bad memory, officer.
Bad memory of what?
Of lilacs and lightning. Parks, glass.
ask your age.
Duraluminium.
Frankly, it doesn't mean anything.
Fredefort is a conference city. It's always autumn there. A night. At least it was for me.
What's so bad about that?
Nothing. If you're no longer there.
Alright.
The record. So official.
Okie dokie. Living room again, sure.
Yeah?
Quite the collection of prescription drugs down there.
Thank you. I've put a lot of time and effort into it.
Technically, possession of narcotics is legal in Revachol, but you should still reprimand her.
It was quite impressive. How did you master such a hoard?
With money, sir. It's not exactly the anti-star size caboodle I intend for it to be one day, but it's getting there.
The Anti-Star is, or was, a Vespertine rock and roll star who liked to do drugs. He did so many drugs, he eventually mutated into a corpse.
Jeez. The collection includes Nacra, an opioid antagonist.
Comes in handy when you've done too many opioids.
Is that something that happens to you often, miss?
Better safe than sorry.
You have Preptide.
Oh, yes. One of my favorites. It cures many ailments.
Like
Not being able to stay up for 36 hours. Not being happy. It cures those ailments. It's just a mirrored speed molecule, basically.
Cool. I took some for personal use.
Huh? Motherfucker took my Preptide? Looks like you owe me one, officer. I'm talking serious corruption here.
This does not amount to actual corruption. I can easily log it under confiscation.
Robbed by common highwaymen.
She's not angry, but it's true. She's gonna have to find some more Preptide now.
All right.
Alright, let's see here. Since, at this point, that's going to take 4 level ups. Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm good for it.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
I don't know. We should search downstairs in the kitchen, just in case. Maybe there's a door that leads up, that we don't know of. The
It's
further
important.
we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case.
Below, the hostel cafeteria creaks and groans under your added weight. A skeleton of composite support beams and cantilevers. A dull
Roof. Okay.
somewhere inside, a wind brace rattles from the imperceptible motion of the building.
The vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to
Anti-Option
the
Task Force Initiate
are
and
around
Expert.
the building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant.
Heroic Brutality.
Something cracks inside. It is an unbelievably satisfying sound,
Ooh,
Nice.
not bad.
filling you with a belief in your own body.
Heal morale. Cool.
Sounds like the property damage wasn't in vain, at least. Would it hurt to look in?
I thought it was nice slow mo like him.
I don't know about that.
Let's see. We'll look at that a bit later, though. I want to get my Communist Party started right now.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of... It takes about half an hour to piece one to... Some... They were leaving it at cigarette butt. No, you didn't have time for that. Some assholes brought their couch outside. Yes, they were leaving it cigarette butt. No, you didn't have time for that. Some assholes... They were leaving it at cigarette butt. No, you didn't have time for that. Not much has changed in the meanwhile.
Gotta go to 2100 hours to get Kim off my back for now.
It's the ledger.
Oh man, gotta look at my case files.
Half an hour to... They were leaving cigarette. No, you didn't have time for that. Cigarette, but no, you didn't have time for that. These notes show that you have murder. Beaten to death. Joseph Mills didn't get... No, he was... Okay, so the case is handed to you. Yeah, no one entered. Mills has no... See? You can't even... Yeah, smoking hookah. Didn't you hear? Not
Hey, where is
much has
this?
changed in the mean...
Alright. So, it's night. Gotta get rid of my, Since I did pay for my room here tonight, that'll get rid of Kim.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your clean-shaven face, adorned with the expression. Your
58 Encyclopedia. Let's try to get rid of the expression now.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, Free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species.
Okay, encyclopedia head.
Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened. Forget about ostentatious orchestrations. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing, Leon. If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it
Guillaume de Million.
Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
So he adapted it.
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stuff.
How long ago was it new?
There is a vast ocean of time.
Anything else? Like who I am?
You have some understanding of the near history. Not really. Oh, must have just stood. It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne cork smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
Alright. Now I'm going to stop it from happening since I have an idea of where it came from.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, you'll clean. It's too late. Like an image on film.
No, it's not. We're going to stop this expression. We're getting rid of it. 72 is fairly high enough to get a successively decent roll.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's like something snaps in you. A nerve ending. A thought. A sadness. Just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks back at you. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, the chain cutters slip out of your hands as you attempt to twist the faucet into...
Yeah. Yes, as soon as I have to get the expression back, that's not really important.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's like something just like that.
Man, that looks weird.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. The faucet is quite terribly mangled. You handle the chain cutter. Told you that you need. The mirror begins to clear.
Alright, then. Oh, so the chain cutters can even help with the mirror again.
The mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely...
Okay, that's good. Yeesh. The mutton chops look kind of terrible. That is a really sad old man look. But it's whatever. Come on. Great, Revachol Industrial Harbor. Talk to my fellow communist here.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you? What's that, boy?
Now's your chance. Remember, communists are notoriously skittish, so it's best to insinuate your way in. Hold on. This isn't a man who goes in for subterfuge. He prefers someone who'll look him in the eye and say exactly what's on his mind.
I lose a cell of radical communists operating Mario to get me find them.
Now that is an important subject, but also a sensitive one. Still, good of you to just come straight out with it. No beating around the bush. So you've given up copying and now you're hunting comunistas. Care to say why?
I'm not giving them up. I'm trying to get organized by them.
Oh, I see. I wish I could help. Unfortunately, I don't know many comunistas.
Are you sure? Sounds just like one.
Didn't realize you could smell communism. But then, I've never studied the subject.
You can smell all sorts of things. Fear, disgust, desire. Not communism, though. Maybe it's not taught in any of your so-called universities. But
Half like getting told to sit down by rhetoric.
Ah, but you know, I did meet a genuine ideologo a few months ago. Perhaps he's your guy.
Did you say his name was Seven?
Didn't say anything about his name. Wasn't this sort of encounter where names matter?
How'd you meet him?
It was late one night as I was leaving the harbor. He was waiting on the corner in a bright white jacket. Classic Saraveritian style. He asked me for a light. We shared cigarettes. Then he asked me if I ever thought about getting into some of the extra physical branches of communism.
see, all this political chit-chat is just an excuse to rip tar with strangers.
Extremely cool way to establish contact.
Just skip right to the good part then.
Which I thought of that.
It was alright. A little like something out of a Vespertine spy novel. But I must respect the effort.
So how do I find this guy?
I couldn't tell you. Once I declined his offer, we finished our cigarettes and he disappeared back into the night. Just before he melted into the shadows, he turned to me and said, "Remember Dobrava and Abadanais." And then he was gone.
Who are they?
I don't know. Guess not everyone remembers.
Alright.
I'm wondering
What do you think it
about that
means?
Some comunista inside talk with me. Not meant for the wider public. They love that kind of thing. You'd have to ask someone who knows the ideologo personally. I have to say though, sounds like you found yourself a proper hunt.
The man whispers a jaunty tune. A coastal breeze ruffles his hair.
Do you know anything about the Hardy Boys, actually?
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Eberhard's law. But really, they're just like you.
That Weasel visit had a great colonial mug collection.
Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole.
Yeah, antiquated.
Like I said before, I don't know much about this weasel, but
Alright. Alright. This is...
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Alright, tell me about reality.
More lessons in basic reality?
What is the Pale?
Are you sure you're sure?
Yeah.
Okay. The Pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, Detective. The separative tissue between the islas. It is the inter-islary mass. Isla is a Messinian word for a
Like
continent
the-
of
fa-
matter,
yeah,
enveloped on all sides by the Pale.
Like fasting. which
Also,
like, break fast.
isolation,
I...
or landmass. We used to believe there was only one. In the last 4 centuries,
Not right now.
discovered 7.
Yes.
Mundi, Seol, Samara, Ilmara, Grad, Katla, and
Yeah,
this
you...
in Silinde. An oceanic isla. It comprises mostly of water. Muindi is the largest, Katla
Yes.
the coldest, Insulinde the bluest. What can I say?
Yes.
Each is perishing and dear.
19 days. Okay, I believe you. What's the pale like?
Aromatic, odorless, featureless. The pale is the enemy of matter and life. It is not like any other, or anything in the world. It is the transition state of being into nothingness.
Is it here?
Detective. We're safe. An uproar of matter, darling. Rising into the pale. Rolling. Evaporating even. A great vision. Imagine a grey coronal mist. Cold vapor, marked by spores of an opportunistic microorganism. A mold that
Are they talking about space?
grow at the edge of
I feel like they're
darkness.
talking about space, not necessarily entropy when the pale is being described.
The most disco thing you will ever see.
Pulse rise. The air feels caustic and cold suddenly.
It's difficult to describe, or even measure. Something whose fundamental property is the suspension of properties. Physical, epistemological, linguistic. The further into pale you travel, the steeper the degree of suspension. Right down to the mathematical. Numbers stop working. No one has yet passed the number barrier. It may be impossible. The pale outweighs...
How much there compared to the world?
There is more pale than there is matter, and the ratio is slipping.
To our detriment?
What do you think, Detective?
I think it's growing.
Precisely. One of the few measurable effects of the pale is that it is expanding at an
Yeah, sometimes talking about outer space,
An
I
intrinsic
guess.
conclusion of that development is that one day the pale will cover everything. But this sort of talk is mostly left to extremists.
I know it's gonna happen. I'm a cop of the apocalypse.
Most people, and indeed most private and government sector organizations, entire civilizations and religions even, find handy ways to ignore or downplay that knowledge. I suggest you do the same.
Okay.
Doesn't look like you're doing the same. The suggestion was meant in earnest, Detective. Live life.
Sure, it's
Yes,
reality.
Sweet reality. But before we do, tell me, Detective, is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything?
I sometimes sense vague shadows of the past. It's not good.
Then tell me, what do you think of the pale?
You're right. It's disco.
Your ailing constitution, sweaty forehead, the beads there, and your heavy breathing.
You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation, Detective. If you don't know even this, then...
I'll handle it. This investigation will be a masterpiece. So what do I remember by? I promise.
I hope so. I truly do. If I may suggest, hold on to your colleague, Kitsuragi. I ran a check on him and he is very competent. In the meanwhile, you have me. I will assist you in any way I can, even if we have to do it one basic term at a time. Glad to have been of assistance.
Well, that's it for this video. I cut it a little bit shorter than usual in order to focus the next video on the Communism Party that's going to be coming up pretty soon.